Hi there everyone, this video I will be giving an overview of the Relic system and my thoughts and concerns on it. If you already know how the Relic system works, you can skip forward to this timestamp and hear my thoughts on the system instead. So to start, there are a total of 6 Relic slots. They are split between the outer 4-piece slot and the inner 2-piece slot, and you can form set bonus when you equip the relics from the same set. The outer 4 slots can form either a 4-piece set or a 2-piece set, and the inner slots can form a 2-piece set only. You can obtain relics by farming them in Caverns of Corrosion, which will cost 40 Trailblaze power. How you obtain relics for the 2 inner piece is by playing Simulated Universe and collecting Immersion Reward after defeating a boss. Collecting the reward costs 40 Trailblaze power. The relic itself has a main stat that is randomly generated unless you obtain a headpiece or a handpiece. The relic also has 4 substats that are always randomly generated. You can use other relics or enhancement materials to enhance them. The maximum amount of levels you can reach on a 2-star relic is 6, 5-star is 9, 4-star is 12, and 5-star is 15. Every 3 level enhancement will grant you a new substat if you don't already have 4, or upgrade one of the 4 substats on that piece. In terms of stat boosts, we have attack, defense, HP, crit rate, crit damage, energy regen, healing, and elemental damage boosts. If you've played Genshin before, this should be familiar to you. But since this game is turn-based, provides no elemental reaction, and has a break system, we have a couple different unique stats. The first unique stat we have is speed. If you've played Persona or Pokemon before, you'll probably know what it is. For those of you that don't know, speed basically dictates who goes first when entering a battle. So for example, if a character's speed is the highest out of the 3 other characters, then they get to go first. If your speed happens to be lower than your enemies, then your enemies go first. The second unique stat is the break effect stat. There are always white bars on top of the enemy's health and the listed weaknesses that are required to break those bars. The break effect increases the damage that can be dealt to the bars, so you can stun the enemy and deal massive damage when the bar is broken. You can also trigger effects such as bleed, burn, freeze, or shock depending on whichever elements you use to break the bar, which brings us to the third unique stat, effect hit rate. Effect hit rate increases your chance of hitting effects. You can always trigger effects when you depleted the weakness bar, but effect hit rate allows you to trigger it while the bar is still up, and you can deal extra damage to enemies and make your enemies lose a turn if you manage to CC them and gain an advantage. The last unique stat is effect resistance, which just simply reduces the chance of you being hit by an effect and decrease the damage of the effect if you do get hit by one. A pretty simple stat to understand. And that is the overall explanation of the unique stat and the general information on the Relic system in Star Rail. Now to talk about the concerns and thoughts I have on this system. I've played Genshin for over 2 years now, and nothing bugs me more than farming artifacts in that game. The fact that Hoyoverse put 2 sets of artifacts in one domain and the stat drops are all randomized is absolute BS. Not only do you have to rely on getting the right set for your character, but you'll also need to rely on the correct main and substats for those pieces. Even when you do get the correct piece and the correct main stat, you'll also need your substats to randomly upgrade to the correct one, otherwise you'll just be running a copium piece. Now that this system is coming to Star Rail, I did not have high hopes for it, and my artifact farming PTSD is coming back to haunt me. I mean, look at this. What is this? Why is this? How is this? A reminder, the Relic system has 6 slots. This also hinders you from using an off piece. In Genshin, you have 5 artifact slots. Let's say all 5 of your artifacts are composed of pieces from the same set, but one of your pieces has 4 substats and wrong main stat. You'll then have the option to be able to substitute that piece out and use a better piece from a different set and still be able to keep your set bonus. In Star Rail, you cannot even do that because the slots are 4 and 2. So all you can do is pray. Pray that you get the correct main stat and great substat for your character and be able to obtain your set bonus at the same time. I know everything sounds negative right now, but I've noticed that there's a system where you can craft relics and also choose the main stat you want. That does make farming a lot more easier and convenient, but it does take a lot of relics and a material that you can only get from the battle pass currently. This is blocked until you reach Trailblazer level 40, and the materials you'll need to be able to craft and select your main stats are 100 relic remains, which is equivalent to 10 salvaged 5-star relic, and a self-modeling resin, which you can only obtain from reaching level 40 in Nameless Honor. However, the substat is still RNG, so the piece can still end up looking very copium. I'm not particularly concerned with how much Trailblaze power it costs to farm these relics, because I've noticed there are many options to obtain fuel in this game. Fuel is basically replenish your Trailblaze power by 60 every time you use one. And my overall thoughts on the Relic system is that even though I'm still not a fan of RNG relics, it's definitely a huge improvement. The system is definitely better than Genshin, there's no argument there. And the fact that you can choose your own main stat on your 5-star Relic already outclassed the strongbox system. I can tell that Hoyoverse is trying to make Relic farming less painful and stressful for us. And I really like this game lore-wise and gameplay-wise, and RNG system is pretty much the only thing I'm concerned about. And I don't see Hoyoverse making a big change to the RNG, so it's something we'll just have to deal with in this game. So I do hope you enjoyed the video and listening to my opinions on the Relic system. If you do enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and turn on notification about future videos. I also stream on Twitch, so if you like, help me reach 50 followers. See you next time, Ayan signing out.